That was my first Arabic. جيبي خبز.
First Arabic was
جيبي خبز. It's your first word that you learn? Iraqi word. جيبي خبز. It's all around the food. By the way, I'm start recording. So all you guys should keep silent. Okay.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot of words around food because it plays such a central.
So, Zoe and Anika, right? Okay. You say you have been almost above a month, less than a month in Iraq. So, in general, how you start the traveling? From where it's count?
I started in Colombia. 2 days after my 18th birthday, I flew to Colombia. I didn't tell my parents until I arrived.
Which year was that?
This year. No, 2022.
2022.
So I'm still 18 right now.
Mm-hmm.
After Colombia, I went to Europe and I traveled from Spain to Greece and then to Turkey and then to Iraq.
So you have a big list for future. What about you, Zoe?
So I started traveling when I was 19, 20. And I went to Latin America and then COVID started and I had to go back to Switzerland. And then I had the idea of traveling in a different way. So I'm independent and I don't rely on public transportation and I go in a way that I can be more connected to the people and nature. Mm-hmm. So that brought me to the bicycle. Because I was cycling a lot during COVID.
So, you're famous in Iraq by your bicycles, actually. We'll talk a lot about your bike.
Yeah, it's quite an uncommon sight to see a woman on a bicycle with a dog.
Especially with the dog. Women maybe we see before, but a dog. Actually, me and my friends are talking a lot about your photos on Facebook, about the dog. مرحبا مستمعينا الكرام، اهلا وسهلا بكم وانتم جاي تسمعون بابلون كاست. اليوم وياي ضيوف زوي من سويسرا وانيكا من كندا. صار لهم تقريبا اسبوعين بالعراق وراح نسألهم بعض الأسئلة ونشوف شنو تفاصيل رحلتهم. زوي and Anika, you are welcome.
شكرا.
So,
ممنون. So, what are the words in Arabic you have been learned during the past days?
In the desert, we learned so many words. I can't list all of them now. A very common word that we kept hearing in the desert was Mejnouri.
Majnoon.
They kept calling me Mejnoon. That I'd do stupid things.
And what else?
Jibe Hubist.
Jibe khubuz. What does it mean?
Give me
bread.
Give me bread.
Okay. Another one?
Jibe samoon, which is another type of bread. It's like common things like where is, like when, Ahmed, when.
There's a lot of common words that people use in everyday speech.
Okay. So, شنو أغاتي؟ شنو
Shinsumo? What?
شنو تقول؟
على راسي.
Sassy.
على راسي.
الحمد لله.
Okay. We talking before that how you start and when you start. So you're visiting. Anika says that she visiting Colombia and start after that to Europe.
Yeah.
So you not have been visit Arabic country before, even you, Zoe?
My parents were travelers, so they took me to Egypt. We traveled with the Bedouins in the Sinai Desert and Tunisia.
How many old?
I was, I think, 12 or 13.
12.
But I didn't pick up any of the language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I asked this question because you are not visiting any Arabic country. How you can decide to visit Iraq?
For me, I don't know. I thought, why not?
Why not?
I got nothing better to do.
That's easy.
Yeah.
What about you? Zoe?
For me, because I'm traveling with the bicycle, I go step by step from country to country. And my plan was always to go east. Actually, I have different ideas along the way, but first it was to visit. I was like, okay, I'll leave Switzerland by bicycle and cycle to India, where I want to meet up with my friend who lives in the Himalayas. And that's still kind of the goal, but you know, I've been on the road for 2 years and
Goal to go by bicycle to Himalaya?
and then meet my friend there. But it's been 2 years and my plan always changed. And I worked in Greece with refugees and I met a lot of Iraqi Kurds, but also Iraqi Arabic people there.
And agree?
In Greece, yeah, they were there seeking asylum, and I made friends with them, and I was introduced to Arabic culture, and
That's how you decided to visit Iraq.
well, Kurdistan, yes, Kurdistan, Iraq, but I wasn't like really aware of visa and anything. I didn't inform myself before, and then in Kurdistan, Iraq, I met a lot of female travelers actually that had come to Iraq, and they told me it's amazing for the people and history and everything. So I was
You not make any research on internet
no,
about Iraq, about travelers in Iraq?
because I usually go kind of with the flow. I didn't really have Iraq on my mind to travel by bicycle, and yeah, just from what people told me.
Okay. So, what about the dog? It's such interesting to take a dog with you on a bicycle. Do you face any problem, any restriction during your travel with your dog?
A few times, like I had encounters with people that were really afraid of dogs, and I think they were like meaning to harm him, and I had to like stop and interfere them from harming him. But usually, like even if they're like really afraid of them, I had really nice encounters with people offering him food when I went to restaurants, and yeah, people are usually very happy to see him. Yeah.
So, you are met in Kurdistan, in Iraq. You and Anika. You will join together, traveling together from now.
Because I'm with the bicycle. My bicycle is in Kurdistan. I will go back and then continue traveling by bicycle.
So we can see your dog, alright? We can see your dog.
My dog.
You will bring it. Because of visa of federal Iraq.
Not because of visa, but because of traveling by public transportation with a dog here is very difficult, I think. That's why I didn't bring him.
So how do you will continue from Kurdistan?
Bicycle.
From Kurdistan to another country?
Back to Turkey and to Georgia, Azerbaijan, and then I want to cross the Caspian Sea to go to Kazakhstan,
West.
and then
West.
east.
Kazakhstan.
Like, and tour Central Asia.
So you will go to Himalaya. What about your destination, Anika?
After Iraq, I want to go to Jordan and then Egypt, and then maybe cross into Saudi and come back through Iraq up towards Turkey.
Up towards Turkey. What about Oman?
Yeah.
Such an interesting country to visit.
Yeah, I think I'll go to Oman when I'm in Saudi.
It's a question for both of you. How do you see Iraq? It's the same that you hearing and seeing in media?
I would say not at all. At least in the West, in Canada, we have a very bad image of Iraq. But here, it's totally different than what we see on the TV. It's so much better. The people are so hospitable. It's a beautiful place, and it's I think it's one of the safest countries I've been in, if not the safest.
What about you, Zoe? Anything to say?
Yeah, similar to Anika. Like in the West, we think of it like a destroyed country, kind of, because it has been through so many conflicts. And yeah, I think it's portrayed in the West as they don't portray the beautiful people. They just portray what has happened, but not like actually how the people are. But yeah, that's the case for a lot of countries in the East, I think.
They like to live their life.
Yeah.
You go to Baghdad. What places you have visits in Baghdad?
I don't know the names of most of the places, honestly. I went to Mutanabi Street.
متنبي street. شارع المتنبي.
Um,
You know, المتنبي is just a street for selling books
yeah.
only.
I went to the streets around the book street.
And this street old maybe more than 100 years.
Yeah. My friend told me about some of the history of Mutanabi.
متنبي.
I think I have to say I much prefer other places in Iraq to Baghdad. But I think for some travelers, Baghdad would be a great place to go.
So you will go for sure. You will go south of Iraq, where the Sumerians and all civilizations. You have any spots in your mind and in your list to visit?
We want to go to Babylon, Ur, Uruk, Al-Khidr, and I'm really interested as well in going to Nasriya, Al-Chabayash.
Al-Chubaysh marshes.
Yeah, I want to see the Jamus.
Okay, you want to see the Jamus.
Yes.
First of all, you should eat the gamer before seeing the Jamus.
I've eaten lots of it here in Iraq. It's so delicious. I love it.
You tried that traditional Iraqi food in Kurdistan or?
Yes. I have stayed with families and they have showed me some recipes like dolma, makluba.
Dolma and maqluba.
What else? The one with the bread. You know?
Okay, khubuz.
Huh? No, the one with khubuz. Where you soak it.
In the soup.
And soak it in the tashrib.
The shrib.
Okay.
The shrib. And
I think we've had a lot of biryani foods, but we don't necessarily remember all the names.
Yeah.
yeah. But,
So was it the most famous maybe dolma, maqluba, kubba?
and today we have
How you found it?
Fabsi was that?
Fabsi.
the soup.
The soup, the greenish one. Yeah. How you found it? The meals, the foods in Iraq. In
Amazing.
general.
Oh, the food here is so good.
Really amazing. But I'm because everything is fried or with a lot of oil, I'm noticing that I'm getting fat.
Yeah, I found I'm like so much fatter here than it was before I got to the Middle East.
You need it. You're traveling a lot, so you need to get a little.
A little bit, yeah. But we're to sometimes get forced feeds
Because we don't have the option.
by the Iraqi mothers. They yeah.
They force you to eat more.
They think we're too skinny, so they give us more and more food and a lot of desserts.
Yeah, it's kind of hospitality actually.
yeah. It's really nice. But it's hard to say no. We have to still learn that.
We're not allowed to say no, I think,
No.
in all like cases.
Okay, I'll ask you that rare question. How many cup of tea you have been drink?
God, like
Really good. So many.
here.
Yeah. So Iraqis, if you go to another Arab country, you will drink a different tea, but you will remember the Iraqi one.
The Iraqi one is so much better than the Turkish one.
Yeah, Turkish one. What's why?
Turkish one doesn't have any flavor.
Lighter, more lighter,
The Iraqi one is so flavorful.
flavorful, and dark
Dark, yeah. But I don't like the sugar part.
sugar pot.
I prefer without sugar.
Yeah, Ahmed actually drink without sugar.
Ahmed is a good guy.
So
Shoot.
شنو عندكم؟
ده قالوا randomly يعني إنه عشوائيا. أنتوا if you have any question you can ask me.
Ask questions to you. Maybe like how.
Okay, I will ask you last question. Okay, will you advise your friends, your traveler that you know to visit Iraq?
Yeah, definitely. Like on the one hand, it would be nice if it doesn't become too touristic, and it stays kind of authentic. Because what happens to other places is when backpackers first come there, then they get really touristic. But definitely, it's really amazing, and it feels very authentic. It feels real in a way. It's a special experience.
Any advice for the travelers want to visit Iraq? European travelers, I mean from other not Arabic country, because I'm talking about maybe cultures, religion, restrictions. How do you advise other people they plan to visit Iraq?
I would say maybe be open to anything and everything, because so many amazing experiences have happened because I've said yes to a stranger who says, hey, you want to go do this? We come to my house to eat, and I've met amazing people through that. So just be really open to everything.
And trust people.
Yeah, trust people as well. Iraqi people are so good. Like,
Thank you.
And also, like, you don't need to plan your trip. Like, don't have fixed dates to visit certain areas. Don't book hotels. Just go and go with the flow. Because in Europe, you can't really you can, but it's more hard. I feel here, like, people just take you and they'll offer you an experience with their family, with, I don't know. So you just really should go with the flow to really experience the real culture, I think.
So just enter just make your passport stamped and feel the experience.
Tabare?
شنو يعني؟ Huh? Okay. Did you stay in a hotel through your visit of Iraq?
no, I think hotels suck. I hate them so much. I would never stay in a hotel. I'd rather sleep on the street than stay in a hotel.
Yeah, me neither. I don't go to hotels. Not only because I can't afford it, but it feels weird being in a hotel. Like, how do you see Iraq? Like, how do you see tourism coming to Iraq? How have you seen the last 2 years since the visa on arrival exists?
Yes.
And how do you see the changes? And where do you think Iraq will go? Like, will it become a very touristic place or?
Actually, as you know, Iraq has a big history and a lot of different civilizations from north to south, east and west. So I think just only this matter of like a big history, it's enough to make Iraq touristic country. And we all hope that's go in the future, go advance and develop this sector of. And actually, till now, the people not see a lot of tourists around. But yeah, the amount of tourists go bigger and bigger by days. And one thing you know about the Kurat of Ur and Nasriya, they now they building church near the Zakura, and now it's under construction, and it's interesting thing. So the Christian people around the world, they can visit, you know, or it's good thing to talk about. And Mosul, lots of thing to visit in Mosul after what's happened last few years. Yeah, we hope so. We hope to see lots of tourists in the future.
And you don't fear that, like, it could also destroy the culture a bit if there's too much tourism?
I don't think so. It's good to be open, actually. It's good to be open to the world, see different cultures, different religions. By the way, Iraq have maybe up to 6 religions, as you know. Yeah. So even in Iraq, we have different nationality. And why not to be open to other people? We already have this mixed. Why we not share it with the world? Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you, as an Iraqi, see the West? What's your image of the West?
My vision, actually, maybe not to present most of Iraqis, because I met a lot of them in work or in live and even in social media. So I have a good vision about the West in general. But yeah, maybe Iraqis a little bit conservative about some issues. But you know, when you be open to people and share the culture, share the ideas, it will be understandable. You can understand the people, their culture. You know, all what we see in movies and media, social medias, is most of the time actually, is pushed by some establishment, or is directed to one point of view. It's limited, not the truth by the end. Yeah. شلونكم؟ جيب خبز ليش قاعد؟
على راسي.
جيب لنا شاي، جيب لنا شاي.
Turn chai.
Hey, chai. When chai?
When chai?
When chai?
Gentleman.
Good housewife.
Good Iraqi man.
Okay, what about that's a good question. How your friend families feel when they heard that you are in Iraq?
My parents are so happy, and they are like always asking for pictures because they love the Middle East. They actually met in the Middle East, so they're really excited, and they would like to visit Iraq too, especially my dad.
Do your parents have an idea to visit Iraq?
Yeah, my father will retire soon, and my mom, they want to travel when they're both retired, but I don't know where exactly. But I think if I tell them how amazing it is, they will definitely want to come to Iraq.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I told you earlier, may I go to visit Switzerland?
Of course, you're highly welcome there. I can't say that the people are as hospitable as here, but my friends and family will definitely welcome you with open arms.
Okay, thank you. I'm following lots of pages that talking about Swiss and Swiss page, especially for the camping page. Such amazing nature there. Yeah, I hope I can do it, but I will do it in the future. I will visit,
Inshallah.
inshallah. Anika, how does the react of your friend or family?
Same as her. My family thinks it's so cool that I'm in Iraq. My mom always is wanting me to send her pictures and tell her like what I'm up to. She recently told me my grandma was in the hospital and she went to see my grandma and she was showing me all the pictures I sent her of camping in the desert with the Iraqi dudes. And my grandma thought it was like absolutely amazing. She thought it was so hilarious, the videos of dancing the Iraqi dance in the desert with them like shooting the guns in the air and everything. So everyone thinks it's so cool. My friends as well. They think it's amazing that I'm here in Iraq.
Anything else, guys? I think he can closing here. Allah. You have anything to add?
Layla Saida.
Layla Saide. That's it. Final words for you. I will make you closing the episode.
Yeah, it's just thank you to the Iraqi people for your amazing hospitality and
You are welcome.
your amazing hearts and teaching us so much life lessons about kindness and amazing food.
Amazing.
Yeah, what she said.
Mango chai.
Oh, big chai. إذا أنتوا أول مرة تسمعون بابلون كاست وحابين تتعرفون على فريق العمل وتشاركونا آراءكم وملاحظاتكم، أو حابين تكونوا ضيوف في الحلقات القادمة، تقدرون تتواصلون ويانا عن طريق babylon.com. تحياتي لكم.